Magandang araw. So, welcome to Student Activity Sheets number 13 of Math 171, Calculus 1 for Engineers. The lesson title for today is the differentiation of transcendental functions, trigonometric functions, and application of maxima and minima involving trigonometric functions. So, the lesson objectives for this is at the end of the lesson, you should be able to recall and state the trigonometric identities, state and derive the derivative of trigonometric functions, and find the derivative of trigonometric functions. So let us start the main discussion here. So sabi natin, let us recall the trigonometric function. So kung natatandaan, we have these Pythagorean identities wherein sine squared x plus cosine squared x is equal to 1, tangent squared x plus 1 is equal to secant squared x, cotangent squared x plus 1 is equal to cosecant squared x. And then another identities is the reciprocal relation wherein sine x is equal to the 1 over cosecant x, cosine x is equal to 1 over secant x, and tangent x is equal to 1 over secant x. So, sa kabaliktaran din yan, pwede rin naman ay, let's say, this is cosecant x is equal to 1 over sine x. And then, sa kabila naman, we have secant x is equal to 1 over cosine x. And then, sorry, this is cotangent x. And then, we have cotangent x is equal to 1 over tangent x. Okay? So, next naman natin is the quotient relation wherein tangent x is equal to sine x over cosine x and cotangent x is equal to cosine x over sine x. So, pinagbaliktad lang siya kasi sabi nga natin, the reciprocal relation of tangent x is equal to 1 over cotangent x. Okay? Now, paano naman in terms of derivative? Okay, so we have this derivative of trigonometric functions. So sa inyong modules or sa inyong SAS number 13, nakalagay dito yung mga solutions on how to get the derivative of these trigonometric functions, the six basic trigonometric functions. Okay, so hindi ko na siya ituturo pa kung paano siyang nakuha kasi much better to kung kayo ay mas makabisado nyo na lang. Okay? Kasi mas madali siyang kabisaduhin kaysa aralin nyo pa kung paano siyang nakuha. Okay? So, in derivative of sine x, the derivative of this is equal to cosine x. Okay. So, dito, ang gagawin lang natin, derivative of sine u, when we say u dito, ginamit na lang is that because of yung, baka malito kasi kayo, na yung x ay x lang. Okay, so yung u dito ngayon is that, let's say, si u ay yung given na kasama. Like, for example, ang nilagay dyan, x squared plus 1. So, yan yung u natin. O kaya naman, u is equal to 5x. Okay, so yung mga ganon. And then, this is equal daw kay cosine u. Then, you get the derivative of du. Okay, yung u natin, yung nasa loob. Okay, so para lang din siyang chain rule. Kaya lang, in terms of trigonometry. Then, next naman natin is the derivative of cosine x, wherein the derivative of cosine u is equal to the negative sine u du over dx. Okay? Then next naman natin, the derivative of tangent x. For the derivative of tangent x, this is equal to secant squared u du over dx. Okay, so ano lang siya. Derivative of tangent x with respect to x is equal, this is u. Palitan natin siya. So, the derivative of tangent u is equal to the secant squared u. Then, you get the derivative of u with respect to x. And then, next naman natin is the derivative of cotangent x. This is derivative of cotangent u is equal to negative cosecant squared u du over dx. Kung papansin nyo, medyo papalitan lang din naman sila. Then, the derivative of secant x is equal to, derivative of secant u with respect to x is equal to sec u tan u du over dx, or the secant u tangent u, then multiplied by the derivative of u with respect to x. And lastly, the derivative of cosecant x, derivative of cosine u is equal to negative cosecant u cotangent u du over dx. So, ito siya. Ito yung ating, let's say, summary. Okay. Derivative of sine u with respect to x is equal to cosine u derivative of u with respect to x. Derivative of cosine u with respect to x is equal to negative sine u derivative of u with respect to x. Derivative of tangent u with respect to x is equal to secant squared u derivative of u with respect to x. Then, derivative of cotangent u with respect to x is equal to negative cosecant squared u derivative of u with respect to x. Then, derivative of secant u with respect to x is equal to secant u tangent u derivative of u with respect to x. Then lastly, derivative of cosecant u with respect to x is equal to negative cosecant u cotangent u derivative of u with respect to x. Okay. So dito, isa sa technique na ginagawa ko para matandaan ko siya, kung siya ba ay may positive or negative. Tandaan na kapag ang diniderivative ninyo ay may cosine, cotangent, cosecant, lahat yan ay naka-negative. Okay? Pero pag walang ibig sabihin, positive lahat. Okay? So, yun lang naman. Then, let's proceed now to the examples. So, let's use this. Yan. Let's use this. So, we have y is equal to sine 5x. Okay, so what you are going to do here is that, sulat lang natin, we have y is equal to sine of 5x. Okay. And then, si 5x dito, ito yung tinatawag natin na u. Okay? So, ito yung u natin. Para hindi kayo malito. So, ibig sabihin, if we will be using sine u, derivative of sine u is equal to cosine u, derivative of u with respect to x. So, ibig sabihin, let's just get that this way, y prime is equal to, ano yung derivative ng sine? It is cosine. And then, 5x. Because it is our u. Then, you get the derivative of your u. So, we get the derivative of 5x with respect to x. So, y prime is equal to cosine 5x. Then, derivative of 5x is equal to 5. Okay. So, take note na hindi mo i-multiply si 5 kay 5x. Okay? So, i-multiply mo si 5 sa buong cosine 5x. Alright? So, what we are going to have is y prime is equal to yung 5, unahin natin as magiging constant na siya, 5 cosine 5x. So, that is now your final answer. Now, let's proceed. Let's try on the y is equal to cotangent 5x. So, we have y is equal to cotangent 5x. So, y prime, let's get the first derivative. Y prime, ano ang derivative ng cotangent? It is negative cosecant squared u. Ang u natin is 5x. And then, let's get the derivative of 5x. The derivative of 5x is 5. And take note again that you are multiplying 5 sa buong negative cosecant squared 5x. So, ang makukuha natin dito, y prime is equal to 5 or negative, dahil may negative tayo, negative 5 cosecant squared 5x. And that is our final answer. And let's have this cosecant. Okay, so we have y prime is equal to cosecant 5x. So, sorry, this is y pa lang pala. Okay, y. So, we have y prime. Let's get the first derivative. Ano ang derivative ng cosecant? We have negative cosecant ang u natin is 5x. And then, ang cosecant 5u, then we have cotangent. Ano ang ating cotangent? It is 5x. And then, don't forget to get the derivative of u natin, which is multiplied by 5. And again, you multiply that sa buo. Okay? So, what we are going to get here is y prime. Since naka-negative to, negative yung final answer natin. Negative 5 cosecant 5x cotangent 5x. Okay? So, let's proceed to another example. Now, what if ganito yung itsura niya? Okay. So, let's have this one. Okay? So, magbubura muna ako ng space para mas lumaki yung ating dito. Space. Ayan. Tinanggal ko yung iba ha para mas maluwang yung aking susulatan. Okay. So, now, let us proceed to this example. Yun lang. Okay. So, we have to get the dy over dx or the y prime ng y is equal to sine cube 5x. Okay, so this is what we call the chain rule. Okay, ito yung gagamitan natin ng chain rule. So, sana natatandaan kung paano ginagawa natin sa chain rule. Okay? So, dito, baka malito kayo kasi we have u doon sa loob. Diba? Wherein, ang gamit natin talaga in chain rule is yung u, yung pinaka kalahatan. Okay? So, dito, ang gawin muna natin is that we use u, let's say, let u be sine 5x. Okay? This one, sine 5x. So, ibig sabihin, kapag sinulat natin yan, magkakaroon tayo ng y is equal to u cube. Tama? Okay, u cube. And then, ang gagawin natin ngayon dyan is to use the derivative. So, we have y prime is equal to yung ating n, okay, yung exponent natin na n which is 3, ibaba. And then, yung u isulat. Bawasan natin ng isa yung ating exponent. Then, derivative ng u. Okay. So, now, is that, eto, balikan natin si u. We have u is equal to sine 5x. If we get the derivative of u there, is we will be having du over dx is equal to cosine 5x. And then, don't forget na kailangan mo pang kuhanin yung derivative ni 5x, which is, ano ba yung derivative ni 5x, which is 5, diba? So, pag inayos natin yan, ang makukuha natin na du is 5 cosine 5x. Okay, so yan yon. And then, let's proceed now here sa y prime natin. Y prime is equal to 3. And then, yung u natin dito, palitan na natin ng original niya, which is ito. Okay? So, pag pinalitan natin yan, magkakaroon tayo ng sine of 5x. And then, don't forget, naka-square pa siya, so we have to write square. Okay? And then, si du naman natin dito, nakuha natin si du na ito. Diba? So, ipalitan natin siya ng du, which is 5 times cosine of 5x. So, by simplifying this, we multiply only let us multiply 3 times 5. So, we have y prime is equal to 3 times 5 is 15. And then, unahin natin yung may square. We have sine squared 5x. Then, multiplied by cosine of 5x. And now, here is our final answer. So, ganun lang. Okay? So, pwede naman kayong tuloy-tuloy, dire-diretso, pero kung mas nadadalian nyo yung ganito na mag-let u muna kayo, then kuhanin nyo si du, tapos substitute nyo na lang dito sa nakuha nyo. Okay? So, same process here, dito sa example number 3. But what about this one? Paano naman pagdating dito kay example number 4? Okay. Palitan ko lang ulit. Tanggalin ko lang to para pagsulat tayo ng mas malaki. Okay. Now, let's have this one. Y is equal to cosine 3x squared. Okay. Take note na pag ang square mo, kapag nasa trigonometric ka, ang square ng trigo ay nasa pagitan ng trigonometric function at ng x niya. Okay, so like for example dito. So example number 3. Kung mapapansin natin, yung ating exponent ay nasa gitna. Pag ganyan, ibig sabihin, you have the exponent for the trigonometric function. Pero kung ang iyong exponent ay nandito sa labas ng u or ng x, ibig sabihin, ang kailangan mong i-expand is ito. Okay, yung nasa loob or yung nasa parenthesis. So, ibig sabihin, by expanding this, we have y is equal to cosine 3 squared is 9, and then x squared is x squared. Then, tsaka ka pala ngayon magpo-proceed to getting the derivative. So, let's get the derivative. Y prime is equal to, the derivative of cosine is negative sine. And then, kopyahin daw natin yung ating u, which is 9x squared. Then, get the derivative of u, which is 9x squared with respect to x. So, by simplifying this, we have y prime is equal to negative sine of 9x squared. Then, derivative of 9x squared is 18x. So, pag inayos natin, we will be having negative times 18x is negative 18x. Then, sulat lang natin si sine 9x squared. Okay? So, ito na ngayon yung ating final answer. Huwag malilito kung saan nakalagay si square. So, ito. Let's try dito kay example number 6. Okay. So, let's use example number 6. This one. Magbura lang ulit tayo. Para meron tayong space. Okay. So, example number 6. What about if we are getting the, ang kinukuha natin ay double prime or the second derivative. Okay, so when we get the second derivative, okay, so we have sine y plus cosine x is equal to 1. And take note that we have two variables, y and x. So what we are going to do is to use the implicit differentiation. Okay, so implicit differentiation. So what is the derivative of sine y? It is cosine y. Then, don't forget, since y yan, we have to write y right. Plus, derivative of cosine x is negative sine x. Tama? Then, this is equal to 0. Okay. Next naman natin is that, ayusin lang natin, we have cosine y prime cosine y muna pala. Cosine y multiplied by y prime. Then, positive, negative, magiging negative. Negative sine x is equal to 0. Then, next naman natin, lipat lang natin. Okay? So, ito, si negative sine x, transpose lang natin. Magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng cosine y prime, is equal to, from negative, magiging positive na siya. Sine x. Then, let's divide both sides by cosine y. Para ma-cancel si cosine y, matitira na lang sa atin is that y prime is equal to sine x over cosine y. Okay. So, hindi natin siya pwedeng palitan as tangent, di ba? Kasi they have different values of u, which is ito sa taas x, ito naman y sa baba. Okay. So, ano gagamitin natin para makuha natin yung ating second derivative? So, we don't have a choice. We use the what? Gagamitin natin ay ating quotient rule. Okay, so lakihan ko lang ulit yung at tanggalin ko muna to. Okay, so lakihan lang ulit natin yung ating space. Yan. Okay. So, let's get the second derivative. Okay, gamit na ako ng blue. Y double prime. Okay. So, sa ating quotient derivative, okay, quotient rule natin, we have v du minus u dv over v squared. Okay. So, v muna. Apply natin cosine y. Then, derivative ng sine x with respect to x. Minus, yung ano naman, baliktad, sine x. Then, derivative of cosine y with respect to x. All over cosine y, then you have to square. Okay. So, by simplifying this, okay, ayan. So, dito ko na lang isusulat. Tayo dito. Ayan. Okay. So, now, y double prime is equal to, si cosine y, kopya. Then, derivative of sine x, it is cosine x. Okay. So, actually, kaya siya naging cosine x na lang kasi 'di ba derivative of x is just 1. So, no need na i-write yung 1. Then minus sine x. And then, derivative ng cosine y is negative sine y. And then, don't forget, may y prime ka pa kasi naka-y siya. Okay? Y prime all over. Then, this one, yung square niya, lilipat lang natin sa gitna. Magiging cosine squared y. Okay. So, by simplifying this, ayusin lang natin siya. Okay. So, y double prime is equal to cosine y, cosine x, minus ba? Or plus na? Plus na siya, diba? Plus na kasi ito ay negative times negative is equal to positive. We have sine x, sine y. And then, di ba si y double prime, si y prime ay meron tayong nakuha, which is y prime is equal to sine x cosine y. So, palitan na natin siya. So, magiging, this one is sine x over cosine y. Okay, so isulat ko dito ha. Where y prime is equal to sine x over cosine y. Yan. So, ito siya. And then, all over cosine squared y. Okay, by simplifying this, okay, simplify lang natin siya. Okay? So by simplifying this, we have y double prime is equal to, okay, etong nandito sa part na to, yung nasa numerator natin, this one. So, okay, sorry. Okay, so this one, ayun ito, wala. Okay, so, balik lang natin siya. Sulat ko lang ulit. Karoon tayo ng technical difficulty. Okay, so, di ba meron naman ako nasulat doon? We have y double prime is equal to, ano yung nakuha natin doon? We have cosine y, cosine x, plus sine x, sine y, then multiplied by sine x over sine y, all over cosine squared y. Okay. So, ngayon dito, yung ating numerator, kasi magkakaroon siya ng ano, diba, ng, sorry, this is not sine, this is cosine. Okay. So, magkakaroon siya ng denominator, yun nandun sa may numerator natin. So, iayos natin siya. So, lipat natin siya dito muna para mabilis lang din tayo. So, in here, so, di ba, mangyayari dyan is that cosine y, cosine x, plus sin x times sin x is sin squared x. Then multiplied by sin y all over cosine y. So, inayos natin siya. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan maging ganyan na lang din siya. So, ito, si cosine y, we multiply that dito sa una para ang mangyayari sa kanila, cosine y times cosine y will be cosine squared y cosine x plus sine squared x sine y all over cosine y. Okay. So now, pag inayos natin yan dito, we will be having y double prime is equal to cosine squared y cosine x plus sine squared x sine y all over cosine y. Then, meron ka pang another all over para dun sa cosine squared y natin, yung original natin na denominator. So, you have denominator sa numerator. So, this denominator, ililipat lang natin siya sa ilalim. So, pag nilipat natin yan, we will be having y double prime is equal to cosine squared y cosine x plus sine squared x sine y all over. So, since cosine y, cosine squared y, pag nag-multiply tayo dyan, ay mag-a-add lang naman yung kanilang exponent. So, 1 plus 2 is just 3. So, we will be having cosine cube y. And this is now your final answer for the second derivative. Okay. So, next naman natin is how to apply now trigonometric functions in maxima and minima. Okay. So, let us have this first example. Find the shape of the rectangle of maximum perimeter inscribed in a circle. Okay. So, dito, given yung ating figure. So, we have a figure wherein a circle. Okay. So, when we say inscribed, okay, pag inscribe in a circle, okay, inscribe in a circle, ibig sabihin, nakapaloob sa isang circle, okay. But, pag sinabing inscribed, circumscribe, nasa labas naman siya, okay. So, yun yung pinagkaiba nun. Sana natatandaan din. Okay. So, hanapin daw natin yung maximum perimeter ng isang rectangle. So, paano ba yung rectangle natin? Diba pag may rectangle tayo, the perimeter is that the sum of all the sides, wherein wala tayong alam kung ano yung sides natin dyan. So, we have x. Let's say, ito yung mga x natin. This is y. Okay? So, ano ang perimeter? Perimeter is equal to 2x plus 2y. Okay, so yun yung nakuha natin. Pero, paano pa tayong kukuha ng another? Using trigonometric. Okay. So, sa trigonometric natin, natatandaan natin na ang lagi natin nagagamit is a right triangle. Can we do a right triangle here? Yes. How? If maglalagay ka ngayon ng diagonal. Paano yun? Hahatiin natin yung ating rectangle into 2. So, ganyan siya. Okay. So, kapag ganyan ang nangyari sa atin, ibig sabihin, meron ka ng dalawang right triangle. This is a right triangle and another one a right triangle. Okay. But then, we don't know kung ano yung side no nagawa natin. And this is a diagonal. So, let's say this is D. Okay. Then, next naman natin, paano natin magagamit ngayon? Okay, so sana natatandaan pa yung tinatawag natin na tawa. Okay, the katawa. So now, magagamit natin si trigonometric functions if we have an angle. So, paano natin makukuha si angle? Okay. Diba, ang rectangle, kung mapapansin natin, this is what? Perpendicular to each other. So, ano ba yung angle kapag perpendicular? Diba 90 yan? 90 degrees. Okay, eh ang ginawa natin dito sa isang 90 degrees ay hinati natin into two equal parts. So, kung yan, hinati mo, so hatiin lang din natin siya. So, from 90, magiging 45 degrees and then another 45 degrees. Okay, so alam na rin natin yung angle natin. So, next naman natin, using the SOHCAHTOA, sabihin natin, okay, so kay x muna tayo, x is adjacent, okay, adjacent to the angle. So, therefore, what we are going to do, or what we are going to use is the ka. So, using ka, okay, so we have x is equal to the cosine of theta. Okay? So, paano siya nangyari? Diba? Magiging cosine theta, adjacent is x over the hypotenuse is d. So, nire-write lang natin siya, inayos lang natin siya, kaya nakuha natin si x is equal to d cosine theta. Then, what about naman si y? So, baliktad lang. Y is equal to d sine naman. Sine of theta. So, gagamitin natin siya. So, kung meron kang x and y dito, so, ngayon, palitan lang natin siya dito kay perimeter sa ating original na formula, na equation na nagawa natin. So, we have p is equal to 2. Ano yung x natin? It is d cosine of theta. And then, plus another 2, doon naman kay y, which is d sine of theta. Okay? So, pag pinagsama natin, magiging p is equal to 2d cosine theta plus 2d sine of theta. Okay. So, let's get the difference. Differentiate both sides. Okay. So, let's say si d natin dito is constant ha. Constant siya kasi isa lang naman yung magiging ano niya, sagot niya. Okay. So, we get the derivative of p with respect to what? Derivative of t with respect to theta. Theta kasi cosine theta. Theta tayo dito. Is equal now to si 2D since yan ay constant. So, kopyahin lang natin. Derivative ng cosine theta. It is negative sine theta. And then theta, derivative of theta is just 1. So, no need to write. Plus 2D, derivative ng sine theta is cosine theta. Okay? So, yon. Then, gawin lang natin, i-ice natin siya. We have derivative of t with respect to theta is equal to negative 2d sine of theta plus 2d cosine of theta. Okay. So, ito yung nakuha natin. And then, okay. So, anong gagawin natin dito? Diba, sabi natin, after natin mag-derivative, kapag gumagamit tayo ng optimization problem, we we use this or we substitute 0. So, ibig sabihin, this is 0 is equal to negative 2d, okay, negative, sorry, mhm, negative 2d sine of theta plus 2d cosine, sorry, this is cosine 2d cosine of theta. And then, lipat lang natin, ito na lang yung naka-negative, so magiging 2d sine of theta is equal to 2d cosine of theta. Eh, di ba sabi natin kanina that, ano, x is equal to d cosine theta. So, di ba ito yon d is equal to cosine theta. Then, y is equal to d sine theta. Ito. So, palitan lang natin siya. So, ibig sabihin, pag pinalitan natin siya, magiging 2, si sine theta is y, is equal to 2d cosine theta. D cosine theta is x, so we have 2x. So, we divide both sides by 2 para ma-cancel. So, nilipat lang natin sana to, si 2, yung kay y. So, cancel, cancel, then nag-cancel, cancel na lang din. Ano na lang natira sa atin? We have y is equal to x. So, ibig sabihin, if y is equal to x, pareho yung side ni y and ni x. Anong ibig sabihin nun? It will be, what? It is a square. Okay, kasi kapag pagkamukha ang sides, ibig sabihin, ang magagawa natin na shape is a square. Okay? So, that's why the final answer here is, since x is equal to y, therefore it is a square. Okay? So, this one, for the skill building activities, try to answer this, practice answering this, but no need to pass it on the next meeting. Alright? So, that's all. So, thank you for listening.